Hey guys, and welcome to a video I've been considering making for a little while now, and certain comments in my videos have led me to making this. So as you may have seen, the whole hysteria around Carrier being the most used Sentinel has been creating arguments on the forums, on Reddit, and in the YouTube comments. Especially since recently there's been a whole bunch of people calling people that use it lazy, and saying that pro players will find another Sentinel more useful. Now I've been holding off making this video, partially because my microphone's been broken. But since this is the topic that's got everyone talking right now, I want to weigh in with my own opinion. And my opinion is, who gives a damn what people use? Why does it matter that people want to use Carrier? How does this affect you personally in any way whatsoever? Seriously though, I don't understand how in a game based around farming mods, resources, and that has ridiculously high fire rate weapons like the Twin Glicata or the Twin Vipers, people are actually surprised that a Sentinel that hooves up mods, resources, ammo, health and energy is so hugely popular. Seriously, how can we be surprised by this? Carrier has been this way since it was introduced 2 years ago now. 2 whole years. So why has it only now become a Sentinel that only the lazy use? Look, I'm not saying that Carrier is the best Sentinel out there, and that there are no other options. That's not even close to what I'm saying. But it is understandable why it's the most used. And there are lots of good reasons for using it that don't include laziness. The thing is, the other Sentinels are good. The crowd control from Worm, the stuns from the Diriger, the scanning and detect vulnerability augment for Helios, and arguably the cloak from Shade are all decent abilities, even if something like Shade's cloak is very situational. Even Kubros have their time and their place, although maybe not on something like high level defense where they're just going to herp-a-derp outside the frost bubble and get one shot by a level 400 nullifier. I am a big fan of the Huras and the Raxa Kubros, and I've lost count of the amount of times they've saved me from dying with their abilities. So it's not like the reason everyone flocks to Carrier is because the alternatives all suck. Vacuum is one of those abilities that is constantly working. It's constantly doing things. It's bringing you what you need when you need it. It doesn't interrupt firing like some Sentinel abilities do. It synergizes insanely well with things like ammo mutation mods, and it allows you to concentrate on fighting enemies, rather than having to constantly worry about running from ammo to ammo, from mods to mods, resources to resources, to pick things up. Not only that, but I have a different reason for using Vacuum and Carrier, which is colour blindness, and I am going to be making a video on that in the next couple of days. I am partially colourblind. So while you might be able to identify the colours of the ammo boxes, not everybody can. And more often than not, I will keep running for the ammo, the wrong ammo boxes, and then wonder why I'm out of ammo all the time. Which is just, it's the reason why my most used piece of equipment is the Carrier, with a bit over 1.3 billion XP on it. So before calling people out, calling them lazy, calling them whatever, just because you feel something different about something, does not make the reasons they like it wrong. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, who gives a damn if people like equipment other than what you like? I like bows, I always have, I always will, but I don't go around saying that everyone that doesn't use a bow is useless, and they don't use them because they don't know how to aim properly, which is a very similar argument to everybody that uses Carrier is lazy. So why have we got to the stage where people are going around saying an entire group of people, for example, are lazy, or whatever, just because of their choice of equipment? People will use what they want to use, what they find fun, what works best for them, and quite frankly, let them. Why should we dictate what they want to do in their game, just because we don't like that thing ourselves? The only time we should care is when it is obviously game breaking. In Warframe right now, there are some potentially huge changes coming in the way of multi-shot changes, in changes to serration, mastery locking of weapons, in the overzealousness of rebalancing of newly released weapons. And yet right now, a reasonably sized group of people are arguing whether this Sentinel is better than that Sentinel, when realistically, just like most other things in Warframe, they are all good in certain situations. Arguing about choice of equipment gets nobody anywhere. All it does, it becomes personal attacks on groups of people, which really is just not cool. If you want to argue about something that actually matters, like core mechanics of the game, suggestions for frames that you feel need reworks, stuff that could actually benefit the game, rather than just pointless bickering amongst ourselves. Everyone has a choice between all of their companions. Just because carrier is the most used doesn't necessarily make all the others useless or bad, or that carrier is the best or overpowered. It literally just means it's the most used. Warframe has a great community despite the vocal forum warriors that all games have. It always has. We don't need to be having this sort of conflict between players because it's not productive. In fact, it's completely the opposite. It's destructive and ultimately pretty pointless. So this is where my thoughts on the matter. You know, feel free to disagree with me. It doesn't bother me that much if you disagree with me because that's what, you know, discussion does. But this, at the end of the day, is a ridiculous argument to be having in the first place. To the extent where videos like this need to be made just to get you guys to chill out a bit. It doesn't actually matter whether someone likes carrier or not. It doesn't make you a better or a worse player if you are using it or if you are not using it. And with that, I'm going to go back to playing with my Twin Wraith Vipers, with carrier picking up all my ammo for me to transmute and to keep my weapons firing. So thank you all for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.